And here we are, yet again, beloved Cosmic Familia. Whenever you tune in, as these messages are timeless, I thank you so very much for being here and choosing to take time out from your regular schedule to see what we have going on over here in this neck of the woods that will take you in a parallel to seeing when you keep hearing, it takes you to a higher level. In the last session, or in the last portion of this session, we were touching a bit on our guides, our higher connections. And as we continue to connect, we continue to learn or relearn and remember. Hearing it. Hearing about our guides, from our guides. Hearing about Source, from Source. We begin to not only see where the love goes, but where it grows, beloveds. And when you love anything that much, it's always on your mind. Always. When we go left, we see it. When we go right, we see it. When we're standing, sitting, lying down, we see it. We hear it. We know this reality. And going forward, onward, upward, we see it. We hear it. We know it. Leading us through reality after reality of reality until what is there left to change? Well, as energy does transform, so do experiences and perspectives. This takes us to the reality of seeing, the reality of hearing. Sometimes we want to just hold tight to what we know. And with this fear of separation, when separation is not possible, as separation is an illusion, beloveds, an illusion. 444 on the timer. Let's look into the angel number 444 real quick. as something is telling me is relevant to this portion of the message today, and so far my intuitions have been on point. So yes, let's take a look at the number 444. Protection. See it, hear it, know it, as this is our reality. Hold tight to that. Knowing this is your time to take confidence in all that you pursue. The divine universe is working through you and protecting you. Time has come to allow all the doors of opportunity to welcome you with open arms. And when you open yourself up to the reality of seeing and the reality of hearing, it becomes part of our presence. Presence. A gift that just keeps on giving. And we're not talking about STDs. No. What we're holding tight to is that connection to the real reality. And that is, we are not separate from Source. We are also not separate from our angel team, our A team, and we are not separate from our guides. It's okay to hold to them and keep in their presence. Let go of the old, crusty, dusty, played out connections. I already spoke on that in other portions of today's session. So I'm clear to move forward with the Hawk Prince at the bottom of the deck. Paying attention. Spirit communication. I feel the loving care of the divine protecting us. I allow myself to pursue growth and opportunities without some baby witch or fake fruit interjecting by saying, "You're nothing but an opportunist." That never crossed my mind. Are you telling on yourself? Congratulations on your egg on your face. You know? Hold tight to that bond with our guides, our angels, and Creator God. That source of all that is, was, and will ever be. This is how we override our egos, beloveds. 9:49 on the timer as that download came in. I'm actually going to line up. I'm going to line up those numbers. That's not what I was going to say, but hey, it still makes sense, so we're going to go with it. Yes, 949 as an angel number. A sign to let go of negativity to experience a new beginning. Boom! It just clarified everything I was just saying about what we need to cling to and what we need to. I was going into the discussion of what to let go of. And this number, much like the hermit and the high priestess were interjecting each other in my dream, here's the number 949 interjecting and completing my sentence for me. Beautiful. The angels. Hey, hey. The guides. Source. Right on time. Every time. This divine timing thing is really becoming a joyous activity. Yes, it is. The angels are reassuring us that we are on the right path. It's encouragement to meet new people even. Also, for those of you who are couples, your connection is soon to become even deeper. For those of you who are not spoken for, it's encouraging you to get out more. Okay, I'm not going to read any further. I don't want to get too deep into angel numbers and get off track with the original message. Huh. Yes. The reality of our eyes and ears, what to hold tight to and what to not so much. Yeah. Hold tight to our 12, our beloved. The tangible. Source is tangible. The angels are tangible. Our guides are tangible. Hold to them and keep in their presence. Override the ego and reach that peace of mind. That is what will lead us onward and upward. Isn't it amazing how higher selves consider this? I would consider this a form of sacrifice to bring themselves down from those higher densities and to meet us at eye level in these densities, and to be able to work with them to overcome and get a handle on the ego, to not allow it to be the lord of our vices and values. Reach peace and pay it forward as we move onward and upward. To be in that presence. To look like a dream. But it's not a dream. The winged wise ones. Out again today. Miraculous aid. It's not a dream. It's not a dream. You can relax. You're not imagining things. Well, I mean, Source did say that our lives are one big hallucination, but anyways, yes. When we become aware of the journey, we continue to seek it and embark on it. It's like a child learning to crawl before they walk. Oh, I don't know. A couple of mine decided they were gonna like skip crawling and go right into walking, and within a month or two's time they're running. They're running to keep up with their older brothers. Oh, what a blessing to have those experiences. I'm forever grateful. That first step is a doozy. Then we get back up until we reach a level where we can see and reach these treasures and be open to them as our guides, our angelics, and Source open them to us. No way. No stinking way. The Camel Boy, baby steps. I was just speaking on learning, a small child learning how to crawl before they walk, and what was at the bottom of the deck. This was not planned, I swear. I could probably even back up the video or just review it, and I'm gonna know, like, I was not looking at this card. But yes, small steps become strides, beloveds. They become strides. By allowing ourselves to pursue growth and opportunity, knowing beyond all doubt we are protected. Source is like an oak, asking the rest of us to be like an oak, knowing we can swing freely on that rope we are attached with. And those branches will not break, bearing our weight. As we become lighter and lighter, the oak also becomes stronger and stronger. And when we reach the top, there's more going on than just a higher vantage point in terms of defense. As we can climb a mountain as much as we can climb an oak. Nothing's moving that tree. And nothing's moving that mountain, so to speak. When we reach the tree, we become the tree. When we reach the mountain, we become the mountain. Every cycle of our lives, there is a spiritual cycle in that reality that Source wants us to see and pay forward. Yes. To seek this divine presence and enter in, regenerate. Old knowledge out, new knowledge in. Just like old leaves go and new leaves come on that oak. And as much as you are climbing, you will be given more to climb. And above every knower is a knower. And you can go up and up and up and up and up. And we reach love. It's so high. So high, high above me. So lovely. No. It's all connected. And what I just said is an analogy. But with that analogy is the truth that as we are climbing, we will be given more to climb. And as we become a knower, we will be given more to know and go up and up and up. And eventually, we will re-enter that state where our guides are at now. Where our angelics are at now. Bear in mind that if you zoom out of this reality without leaving this reality, what do you see? You see that the tree, the mountain, and humanity are all in and sharing. And sometimes not so much on the sharing part, this reality. We're not separate. So don't separate us. And you will be in the association of Source, the angelics, our guides. Never to be separated from them. And by this way, we hold tight. Hold tight with that association. And at some point, we will not be falling. Because when we begin to fall, they will pull us up. Up and out of that. Not up in here, they say. And since they don't let you fall, they're giving us the level up. Here you go. What a climb. What a climb. What a climb. It makes you just want to run to reach that divine presence. The big picture. Why am I not surprised? as well as angelic help. Again, angelic help with the winged wise ones, asking for help with the camel boy, also taking baby steps, and the eagle king. The bigger picture and angelic help. So to call me crazy, to consider me crazy at this point would be to consider the angelics and the guides crazy as well. Do you really want to tread on that? Do you really want to tread on that? Source is asking us to run with them. It's kind of giving me like Source has this pack mentality type of vibe, but in a good way. Like a really good way. Even the lone wolf. Even the Sigmas. When coming across desolate times, what do? They look for a pack. They look for a den. They seek out the love, light, and assurance of others. We're being guided to not be overly assured or to always be in the need of assurance or reassurance. When Source speaks, they don't stutter, but they don't pay any mind if we do. Running towards Source, the way of happiness. Love, compassion, mixed with truth. That beautiful rose gold. You know what made rose gold so beautiful? Is its impurities that had to be refined to give it its beautiful rosy hue. That is giving me violet platinum light. That ultra light that is unseen, but we know it's there. To the next level and beyond. Gaia's Garden and the Rainbow Prince. Coming into fruition, abundance and perseverance is what's really standing out to me the most with these two cards. And now I'm hearing endurance. Enduring. So endurance involves a continuation, even at the point of exhaustion. So not to so much exhaust ourselves, but to continue to keep going, on this path, even when we start to feel a little tired. The dragon's duel was actually upside down, so overcoming the inner conflict rebuilding and regenerating that moral compass through conscious choice. And with the Ice Queen, ideas on hold, ideas preserved, hidden attributes is what it's giving me at this time. Overcoming these inner conflicts by working through them and bringing them to the surface. And we have these preserved ideas, these hidden attributes that grab on for the ride, and they too come to the surface. Just like the ego and the new perspective on gossip discussed in part 1 of these sessions, of this session. But then things start to get a little too giddy, or so it seems, in the divine presence. So then we are like, oh, maybe this is too good to be true. We should make a run for it. And then Source is like, boy, you better put the brakes on. Don't make me throw out them road spikes. Caution is indicated. Not running away from Source, running towards Source. And this will take a lot. Training, dedication, making ourselves stronger. With the Horse King, assistance and control. By collaborating with Source, we gain that much more assistance in the realization that it's Source who's in control. Yes. To have control of our ego. We ride our ego. It no longer rides us. It's like breaking a horse. That horse is in full submission to its master. But, ew, like, let's not think of submission in the patriarchal sense, okay? Because it's painful, and we're not here to continue inflicting pain upon ourselves. We're breaking the ego down, taming it, with the understanding that even the ego, as long as it's not our Lord, as long as our ego is not the one in charge, taming the ego, it still has its uses. This is where our backbone comes from. Like, when we have to set boundaries, standards. That's ego, but necessary. Sometimes our ego doesn't want to listen. And then we start to fall. But guess what? You remember that connection? Within a millisecond of that remembering, they pull us back up. No mud, no lotus. Remember that. When you look down the bridge of your nose at others and think, they're dusties, they're dirty, they're brokies, they're this, they're that, then the ego becomes your Lord once again. Because the ego is happy when we're not on our best behavior. Free will was the map maker of destiny. So it becomes somewhat of a sport when upon our own free will we gather our wits about ourselves, grab a hold of those reins, and control our ego. With free will. Not feeling forced to control it. It's possible to control the ego. We have to train ourselves, so to speak. But again, we have other parts of self coming from higher densities down, sacrificing in order to it's like harvest season in my mind, to gather all the real fruits. And acknowledge them. To train ourselves up continuously. I'm hearing, though, that we cannot trick the ego. Transparency is key. Obsessed with acquiring knowledge. I see the hungry ghost and the shadow queen combined. That's what I'm getting. Obsessed with acquiring knowledge. Well, when we are in the past of, when we are on the path towards our higher selves, it doesn't mean that there aren't going to be more obstacles. We're being guided anyway to become more focused on honoring and giving reverence to the God spark. Having to take time out to overcome, I guess you would consider this like egoic spurts. Remember, the ego is also a trickster. It likes to play. But it doesn't really know anyone. And nobody wants to play with it anymore. Fight it. By continuing with this training. Even when the ego tries to trick us, with the understanding that we cannot trick the ego. We have to be transparent, solid, forthright. There is no sin in training, but it delays. So we begin to train the ego and accept the transparency. Because as long as we're transparent, we're not tricking the ego and giving it ample opportunity to trick us. And if we are not aiming towards transparency, we're aiming towards being lost. And there is humility in this transparency, the High Lord of gratitude and service. To train the ego. To be transparent. And I'm feeling guided to leave it there at this time. time for me to go break fast. I thank you so very much for tuning in, beloveds. If you made it this far, you are a rock star. Thank you so very much for tuning in with much gratitude and appreciation. Brightest blessings.